Well, good morning. The production report, supply and demand reports just came out. Uh, Quite a bit of volatility immediately with this. We'll go over the numbers, but the market sort of settled down after that, and there's not just a lot of reaction since from where the market was trading just before the report. Uh, let's take a look. Let's look at cotton first. Ending stocks came out at 5.3 million bales. The average guess was 4.96 million bales. That's ending stocks. So that number is a little higher than people had thought. The exports came out at 13.5. The anticipation for exports was 13.66, a little smaller than they thought. The production for cotton came in right on target. I know OA Cleveland was looking for 19 million bales. It came in at exactly 19 million bales. So the reaction of cotton, the cotton market was down 35 before the report. Right now it's down 40. And as we look at this market, the immediate reaction was down after this, but it's come back some from those levels. And let me look over here. This is USDA put this out. I'm only going to go to the world numbers because that's not. We can cover that in this. Higher production is increasing this month's global cotton stocks forecast for 2016-17 and 2017-18. The world carryout for 2017-18 is increased 934,000 bales, owing in large part to an upward revision of 500,000 bales for India's estimate for the 2016-17 crop. World 2017-18 production is increased 636,000 bales despite the lower expected U.S. crop, mainly on increased area expectations for India. Production is also raised for Turkey, but is lowered for Pakistan and Mexico. World consumption is also forecast higher for both 2016-17, up nearly 200,000 bales, and in 2017-18, up more than 500,000 bales. World 2017-18 ending stocks are now projected at 88.7 million bales, an increase of 1 million bales for the June forecast. So again, the market is not too far from where it was before the report came out, so the end result is it doesn't seem to be any shocks in this number. Now let's look at the grain and oilseed. First, we'll look at production for soybeans. Came out at 4.26 billion bushels. The guess was 4.241, slightly higher, but not a shock. That's for production. Let's go ahead and look at soybeans. Ending stocks came out at 460 million bushels. The guess was 483 million bushels, so that was a little bit tighter there than people had thought. The reaction in soybeans just before the report were down 6. Right now, soybeans are down 1. But the market did sell off immediately, but came right back as it was able to evaluate these numbers. So as we look at the reports, slightly friendly for soybeans. Corn. The corn reaction was immediate. Let's take a look at production. It came out at 14.255 billion bushels. The average guess had been 14.074. So that crop got bigger than people had anticipated. Looking at this carryout for corn, it came out at 2.325 billion bushels. The average guess had been 2.131 billion bushels. So the carryout increased along with the bigger crop size. The reaction of corn was actually down 8.25 just before the report coming out. Let's look at it now. It's down 8.25. So it's exactly where it was, although when the report came out, it sold off and probably was 4 cents lower than this or more at one point. Now it's firmed back up and is even to where it was. So I guess you'd have to say that things are a little better for beans. Beans have firmed up from the moments before the report by about 4 cents. Corn is right exactly where it was. We can look here at wheat. For the carryout, it was 900 for all wheat. It was 938 million bushels. The average guess was 879, so a bigger carryout than expected. Wheat also got hit right after the report. Wheat was down 8.25 just before the report. Right now it's down 13. So it has gotten hit, and it's sold off, and it's stayed down since then. So negative reaction for wheat. Also, it's important to know we've been at very high levels recently because of the weather. So the market has built in some real premiums in these markets. So if you come out with a report, sometimes even that's neutral, the market will have some difficulty, and we'll see it correct. Cotton market is selling off more. It's right now down 55. That market was down 35 just before the report. I think the cotton report was as neutral as is possible, and yet it seems to be having a little bit more of a negative reaction than these other markets have, with the exception of wheat. That's it. That's where we are, what the numbers showed. Hope you have a good day. We'll see you here right after the close, and we'll see what the market's ultimate reaction was to these numbers.